Live from the Pines, episode 69. Head coach, athletic coordinator, Klein High School, Coach Nick Codutti. How are you doing today, sir?
Man, every day's a holiday, every meal's a picnic. You know how it is.
I get it. So we're I don't know, we're not streaming on Instagram. Hold on one second, let me get this fixed.
You're good, brother.
I don't know what I did wrong, but
You don't mess up the gram, dude.
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up. That's one of our biggest followers when we're live. Got to make sure that's right. But Coach Codutti, how's it going? I know it's summertime. Kids are getting out of school. 7-on-7's going on. What are we doing in Klein right now?
Man, 7-on-7. That's like the bane of my existence sometimes. Man, it's been good though. We just so we got out about a week ago. We had shut our kids camp last week, and so we had a little kids camp. Started SAC today. Everybody that follows football knows about that strength conditioning life in the summers. And so basically, man, just trying to do that, but change a culture and idea of kind of the expectations of what we want, man. And so it's been fun. It's been fun getting the kids to understand kind of what the objective is, getting the coach to understand. A lot of kids, in Klein take summer school to get ahead, and it's like, hey, man, at some point in time, strength conditioning's got to take a priority if you want to win games in the fall. So.
Exactly. I know I don't know what's going on our Instagram. I'll have to get somebody on there to check that out. But, a lot of things people don't talk about is culture. You just mentioned that, and culture is everything, especially in high school football, because I love Steve Sarkisian. I love the Texas Longhorns, and he always talks about culture. You can like him, hate him, or whatever, but culture is so big. If you don't have the right culture, you can't win. No matter how much talent you have, if we can't play together and follow the same standard, what are we doing? We're not benefiting ourselves.
Right. I tell people all the time, man, like culture is what I see and what I hear when I walk into your court, your gym, your field house, your field, your weight room. That's your culture. What I see and what I hear. Yeah, not what you tell me, not the little slogans on the wall and the things that you want it to be. So, for me, it's, if people were to walk into Klein High School, what are they going to see? What are they going to hear? What's the environment going to be like? Without me having to show that, I need them to see it. And so that's kind of the standard that we're going for. So yeah, culture is everything, man. I think, it's a buzzword that a lot of people use, but I think a lot of people, really truly don't understand what it means to have a culture or what a culture really is. So
I know people don't talk about it enough, but Klein football, the mid 2000s was a powerhouse. They came to Lufkin a lot of Saturdays, and we matched it off in a first-round playoff game. I believe it was the first round. And, y'all had some dogs. Always kept a running back, always had a big offensive line. And, Klein football was something that, was known for. Klein ISD has always been known for baseball. Klein Oak, Klein Collins, Klein, those schools are baseball schools. But the mid-2000s, that was, was a football school.
Yeah. So, actually, I have my co-OC, he's my receivers coach right now, was actually a running back 2010. When Lufkin came down to Klein, we beat him. Name is Keyshawn Hill. Dude was an absolute monster.
Did he play at Nebraska or Wisconsin?
No, he played at Sam Houston, believe it or not. But he was the guy. The guy you're thinking about was Mike Green.
Okay, where do you play at?
Nebraska. Mike Green, I think, went to Nebraska. I think he did. Maybe that or Houston. God, one of those schools. I saw his name on the board the other day.
I think it was Nebraska, because I was like 10 years old then, and that's when Nebraska was somewhat still rolling. And I always remember that. But, like you talk about bringing guys back in that know the culture of Klein football. It's great to have those guys around.
Man, I'll tell you what, when I took the job, when you go into the main football hallway, there's they do a good job with the pictures of the history. Man, there were 24 NFL football players from Klein High School. 24. Like, yeah, that's amazing. They've had some dudes walk through those hallways. They really have.
That's a lot of talent right there. Coach Codutti, let's talk a little bit about yourself. You from Philly, had a stop in Missouri, then you get to Texas. How did that all transpire and make that happen and, coming to the great state of Texas?
Man, I'll be honest with you. It was, if you would have told me I'd be where I am right now, I'd say you're crazy. It was kind of a fun deal. I did the college thing for a little bit.